Remember, Jordan, don't do a good review, do a great review. What is up, everyone? Movie Way back again with another review, and it's going to be for the 2021 film Free Guy, and this is directed by Shawn Levy and stars Ryan Reynolds, Jodie and Taika Waititi. Now, this tells the story of Guy, an NPC who is totally unaware of his true surroundings. That is, until he meets Millie, who opens his eyes to the fact that he is living in a video game. Now, I'm a big video gamer, and Ryan Reynolds is such a great actor, so I was really intrigued about this film, and after hearing the concept, it sounded like I was about to go into a really crazy movie, or at least that's what I thought. Well, I couldn't have been any more right if I tried. Firstly, the world that has been built here is noticeable from the off. There are tanks roaming the streets, explosions around every corner, banks and convenience stores are robbed every 2 minutes, and this all happens while Guy, Ryan Reynolds' character, and his best friend are just walking down the street with a coffee, and they're just so used to it. It's like their everyday life. And honestly, I never got tired of looking at this at all. Basically, the world of Free City is just complete mayhem, and it was always fun to see these goings on in the background, but it was never ever a distraction. Now, a good example of this could be Space Jam 2: A New Legacy. In my review, I said at the end of that movie, when the basketball match is going on, I was taken away from what was actually happening in the basketball match because there was so many Warner Brothers characters sort of pitch side, if you like, and just doing all these stupid movements and stuff, and I was too busy looking at them. It's kind of the same thing here, where the story is happening, but there's all these goings on in the background, but it never ever took my eye away from what was actually going on in the story. You just notice these things, but they time them very well indeed. So it was really woven together well, I thought, fused together nicely, and it just worked. Now, Ryan Reynolds is definitely one of the best actors working today, and I think if you're going to make a movie like Free Guy, he is the perfect casting choice. And he pulls off the NPC character really well. Now, if you don't know what an NPC is, it's a non-playable character in a video game, and he's just sort of programmed to do these things, and he's not really aware of his goings on. But once he does find that out, you see this character evolve into this personality that is so likable. You get on board with him. He is a great protagonist to get behind, and you really just champion him every time someone in the movie champions him, because everyone starts to get behind him and stuff. And he's a really great leader to have for these people in this city. And he's just a really, really great character. You know, I fell in love with Guy. He's got so much heart. And everything that he does in this movie is done so well. He was one of the best parts of Free Guy. Ryan Reynolds, just doing what he does best here. He actually reminded me of Buddy the Elf at times. I mean, that's the way he came across. I wouldn't say he absolutely ripped off the character or anything. He just reminded me of him at times. So that's the best character I could compare him to. We also have Jodie here, who is really, you know, smashed through that glass ceiling now. I think she starred in a lot of TV shows like Killing Eve. Everyone knows her from that. But I think we're going to see her in a lot more AAA blockbusters now. She is Guy's little love interest in this movie. She was a really kick-ass character. I thought she was a great supporting actress in this movie. You know, kind of like Guy. You want her to do well, you want her to succeed, and you get right behind her. Taika Waititi as the villain here was just this over-the-top character. I thought he put in a really, really good performance. I thought his acting might have been a little bit off at times, but then you do realise quickly that this is just the character that he's been told to play. He is so out there. He really made me laugh in this movie. And there's one line where he compares a video game to a famous restaurant, and when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I thought it was the funniest thing in the movie. In fact, I thought it was the funniest thing I'd seen in any movie all year. And that's where Free Guy is definitely at its best. This movie is absolutely hilarious. I lost count the amount of times I was laughing in the cinema. In fact, I don't think I've ever been in a cinema room before where that many people were just laughing so much. I mean, everyone was just having such a fun time. And that's what this movie does. I mean, the comedy is always mixed up. I mean, there's the odd repeated joke about Guy's virginity, which kind of got a little bit tiresome, but most of the other times it tries to do other things with the comedy, and I think it landed pretty much every time. It was just really one of the funniest movies of the year, and I'm sure everyone in that theatre room would agree with me. This movie really does some amazing action scenes as well. I mean, They were done in a fun way, but a cool ass way as well. Now, there's a moment where Guy is doing donuts on a motorbike, and Jodie Comer's character Millie is sitting on the back, and she's just shooting all these bad guys as she's spinning around in slow motion in this room. And I was like, wow, that's awesome. It's things like that that add to the entertainment value of Free Guy. There's also a legendary cameo to look out for in this film. The cinema audience clapped when it happened. It was absolutely amazing, and one of the best I've ever seen in a film before in my life. Now, this is definitely trying to be Grand Theft Auto Online, I feel. And when Guy puts these glasses on, it only adds to that, because you can see these different heists that you can do in the game, or these different bank robberies and stuff. And I just thought, yeah, that's echoing GTA Online, definitely, for sure. But I'm not quite sure that some of these actions that some of these characters perform in this film will actually be playable. I mean, it pulls off the video game environment really well. Like I mentioned, the world is definitely like a video game with all the explosions and stuff like that. They pull that off really well. But I just don't believe that some of these actions that these characters are doing in the game is actually possible. I mean, it was all a little bit too realistic. But this is a minor nitpick. For the most part, they did it really well. But there were some moments where I was just thinking, there's no way you could do that in a video game. Also, the ending is a little strange, I thought. I don't think it quite sat right with me. I mean, they don't really touch on this story throughout the film, apart from little moments here and there, and I wasn't fully invested in that whatsoever. I do think this movie could have had a better ending, but I'm willing to excuse it for the most part, because it was just such an entertaining watch. I'm just going to go ahead and rate this movie now. I'm going to give Free Guy a 7.5 out of 10. If you're a video gamer, I can see you getting a lot from this film, but even if you're not, I can see a lot of percentage of that audience being really into it as well. Okay, at the end of these reviews, I always like to leave a little fun fact. Our fun fact for Free Guy is this is the second video game inspired movie written by Zach Penn after Ready Player One. Okay guys, I hope you all enjoyed this review. Please consider subscribing to the channel. We've got a lot more reviews coming, lots more videos, and if you want to comment about Free Guy, leave it down below. I'll reply to every single one of you, I promise. Take it all easy guys. I'll see you all in the next video.